Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we see trees of green, red roses too, as Vinchester, playing as the Bulgarians in purple, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Dravidians in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Bulgarians, what I like to call a cost-cutting civilization. Their militia line upgrades are free. Their blacksmith upgrades cost less food. Their siege workshop upgrades cost less food. Their blacksmiths work twice as fast as normal. I should say almost twice as fast as normal. 80% is pretty close to 100. And their town centers cost less stone, which is great because the Bulgarians can focus their stone expenditure on their unique structure, the Krepost. Will he get the the zebra? Of course he'll get the zebra. Think of the Krepost as a mini castle similar to the Sicilian donjon, except it's more expensive but also comes with more HP, a higher attack, tankier armor. It also provides 20 population room, which the donjon does not, and can only be built in castle as opposed to feudal like the donjon. Now once you've saved all these resources, you can invest in a pretty tanky army for the Bulgarians. Even though they don't get champions, they can upgrade their two-handed swordsmen to be incredibly powerful with a huge +5 melee armor boost, and they can turn their cavalry Japanese by upgrading them to attack 33% faster, which is fantastic when you take into account the fact the Bulgarian unique unit is the Conic, the game's 2-for-1 unit that starts out as a very powerful flail-wielding cavalryman who transforms into a less tanky, still powerful flail-wielding infantry unit when he gets dehorsed, dies, whatever. What do we technically want to call the Conic once it quote-unquote dies? Is it dismounted? Does it die? Villager takes damage from the Rhino, but the Rhino eventually gets lured into the trap, falls onto his side, and dies. Opposing Vinchester, we've got none other than MbL playing as the Dravidians in blue, a civilization that focuses on their infantry to start with. All of their barracks technologies are half price, and their infantry units, all of their infantry units can be upgraded in one of the craziest upgrades in the game that makes them ignore enemy armor, essentially turning all Dravidian infantry into Lithuanian Lechai. Villager still takes damage, which is incredible when you consider the fact that their unique unit is the Urumi Swordsman, a medium infantry unit that gets a massive attack boost every 24 or 20 seconds, depending on whether it's in the base model or the elite. Now, unlike the Kustalier, which also has a similar charge attack, the Urumi attack actually does trample damage, which is super cool. Now, to support their infantry on the field of battle, all Dravidian siege units cost less wood, and their cavalry benefit from the same upgrade I just mentioned, where they ignore enemy armor, although less impressive when you consider the fact that the Dravidian cavalry line is notoriously considered to be one of the worst, if not the worst, in the game. Now, Dravidian skirmishers and elephant archers do attack 25% faster, and those very same elephants can be upgraded to regenerate health. Bit of a goat situation happening here in Vinchester's base. Nope, never mind. Goat situation resolved, just like the Cuban Missile Crisis. We've got the Vinchester Goat Crisis of the 6-minute mark. Now, to support their military, the Dravidians get 200 wood every time they go up in age, which, believe me, in the early stages of the game where villager allocation is incredibly important, is very, very beneficial. Basically a free structure if you want, or you can hoard it up, go to castle, and build a town center much quicker. Also, Dravidian fishermen do carry extra seafood, although I take a look at the minimap and realize there's no seafood anywhere here. This is the Las Vegas desert, and any kind of seafood, any box turtles, shorefish, etc. will have to be bussed in from different climates. Let's enough of that nonsense. Let's take a look at their bases while the players explore each other's bases. Vinchester here has seen the periphery. We'll run into these lumberjacks. What will he do? Will he attack? Will he ignore? Will he continue to scout? MbL has seen also just the periphery, sees the flags on the barracks, knows that there's something hiding inside, though something is the 2 militiamen with their billy bats. Look at MbL's base, though. My goodness, this is a very interesting base. You've got primary, secondary gold all in the same area-ish. You've got primary stone secure in the back, but the part facing his opponent is mostly open with the exception of this forest. Now, I like this forest. It's nice and thick. If you put some lumberjacks here, ain't no way those Bulgarian archers can get to them. A few whacks and the hostilities end. Let's take a look at our Bulgarians base. Gold also in a bit of a wonky situation here. A bit more forward facing. Primary stone also nice and secure in the back. Secondary gold also in a nice little area close to the primary gold. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you heard hit my microphone by accident. And so neither player really having a super tight cordoned off base, which is why you see MbL building a bit of a funnel here with his stables and his palisade walls while Vinchester tries to bust in. Let's take a look at where his forests are located. All three in a little bit of a cup shape here. So a bit of an easier wall off, I would say, in terms of the portion of his base facing his opponent. A bit of an easier wall off here defensively with good access to the gold here. I don't know. I would give this by like a margin, a tiny percentage margin. I would give the base situation here to Vinchester. Not for any other reason than the fact that this forest is here. Spearmen out, and now the men-at-arms, the two militias who were upgraded, die. Just because there's this one forest here, which makes this wall off a bit easier. Take a look already. Just needs to add another house or a few palisade walls, and with the blacksmith, we'll be able to wall that off. Although, take a look at MbL. Deciding, you know what, screw the wall off. I'm just gonna cover my tracks, make sure I don't get flanked. This is the base of somebody who intends to put on forward pressure, leaving his entire forward area open, creating again a funnel. Nothing from our Bulgarian can engage into that right at the moment. A town center being the superior structure here. Disaster for MbL. Disaster. 160 food in exchange for 50. Although that, of course, doesn't take into account all the resources that that villager would have gathered had she stayed alive the duration of the game. Still losing 2 of these scouts is not great at this stage. Spearman moving forward. Not too sure what he expects to get done here. Where are you going? This is like the little brother that you're forced to take with you when you go out. Although as the little brother, I do feel for this spearman. Always wanting to go out with my older brother to all the various shady locations he would go to in high school. And then learning that all he did was go to the gym and go and hang out with his friends, which is exactly what I ended up doing. Of course, in full disclosure, without the gym part, because I replaced that part with going down to my local pizzeria and just stuffing my face with pepperoni pizza, as one does. Now we've got archers moving forward. Kill count 4-3, although as we saw, it is our Dravidian who gets the only civilian kill at this point of the game. Let's see. Take a look at their firing rate. Oh, man. 25% faster firing rate line. Will he get activated? Gets activated. Joins the fight for our Dravidians. Pet lions, scouts, a skirmisher. These archers are not going to make it home. Bulgarian Archers No Way Home should be the title of their movie if they were the main characters. You know how you all... this lion. You know how you always see the... on Instagram, man, I spend a lot of time on social media. You see all these posts, you know, all these cookie cutter cereal box quotations. Be the main character of your own life, your own adventure, blah blah blah. That if those archers were the main characters of their own adventure, their adventure would be called One Way Trip. And so they get to MbL's base barely. Where were they? Like around here somewhere? And then they turn around and just get sniped. And so the kill count jumps 8-4. There's our Dravidian, who feels comfortable enough now to get the wheelbarrow upgrade, making his villagers a little bit more efficient. And what an interesting little wall off now for our Dravidian. I honestly thought that base position, the way he built it, meant that he wanted to keep this open. Okay, never mind. Maybe he will. Maybe realizing I don't need 3 houses. I need wood. I thought he was going to, at 175, build something else, but nope, never mind. He is not. Another skirmish here. What's the HP looking like on these units? Yeah, the Dravidian units needs to be very, very careful. I mean, quantity is one thing, but when you start comparing HP on these units, the situation looks very, very different. Skirmishers, for some reason, just entering into their a death zone here. Remember, with their minimum range of 1 means these scouts have nothing to worry about, as do blue scouts here, unless they the pathing ends up screwing him somehow. But for now, a merry little chase in the desert. Let's follow along. This is it's always fun to watch when units of equal speed chase each other, because unless MbL clicks poorly. Okay, I don't know what he's doing here. I suspect he wanted to take the high ground. Oh, now look at Vinchester outmaneuvering him. Oh my god. But unless he clicked poorly, or unless the pathing betrays him. Oh, he gets spit roasted and dies, that one last scout cavalry unit. And it is now our Bulgarian. So as I was saying before, I interrupted myself 7 times. Unless you click badly, or unless the pathing ends up screwing you, which if you guys play or watch Age of Empires, you know pathing probably one of the most annoying issues in this game, if not the most annoying issue in the game, except for people who hide like one villager and refuse to GG. That chase could, in theory, continue forever. What also can continue forever is this attack, because these units are weak as shit. This unit attacks on a 3. This unit attacks on a 5. No upgrade for it. If this zebra started hoof-kicking this house, it would destroy it faster than these skirmishers. Although, MbL in a bit of a spot of bother here. Why is this villager just frozen? What is happening? Isn't a spot of bother because he built his farms very close to the periphery. What is with this villager? Archer count allows him to absolutely wreck the skirmishers of his opponent. 10 archers going up to 11. And he is at castle light years ahead of his opponent. MbL is moving forward. These are going to be crossbows in 20 seconds. Second town center going up for him. Love the location. Absolutely love this, unless Vinchester decides to take some kind of ranged approach here. This is going to get the gold, the forest, lots and lots of space for farms. But Vinchester's still a minute and a half away from hitting castle himself. But you know what? 8 skirmishers and a tower should be able to shoo this away. I don't think MbL is going to engage into this and lose 3 or 4 of these crossbows. Unless MbL's feeling super aggro. I don't know what these players do, you know? Sometimes they take HGH or testosterone or steroids or something. They get all aggro. Not saying MbL does that at all. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just saying I've seen, especially in other games, in other esports, players like to fuel themselves up, sometimes legitly, sometimes not so legit. But for now, MbL too legit to quit this frontal attack. But in 40 seconds, when he sees elite skirmishers, probably will be. Not too legit to run away to live to fight another day. Skirmishers on the high ground, not exactly something you want to fight here. The tower doing an amazing job killing these scouts. And MbL has to back away. That's it. That's it. The presence here is over. Skirmishers moving this way so that they can intercept, but MbL realizes that and moves north instead, using the gap to allow his crossbows to escape. And now his crossbows are basically dead. Our Bulgarian just needs to actually shoot as opposed to just keep following them. Crossbows on the high ground. Basically, this is the best MbL could really hope for, using one of these skirmishers to lure him, is Vinchester. But why are you entering your minimum range? Okay. And that's all she wrote for that Band of Brothers. Second town center for our Bulgarian as well. Let's take a look at villager count while the players have disengaged. Moving forward with more archers. What are the attack upgrades? Just +2 right now. And he's going to run into a bunch of skirmishers here. Although the HP on these guys, take a look. Not quite as scary when you realize that their HP is down 1/3. But our Bulgarian pivoting husbandry. Well, I shouldn't say pivoting. It's just one of three upgrades is pivoting. I don't know. 16 crossbows out for our Dravidian. Third town center going up for him. I really wanted to look at those bases to see what they were building. The production tab is one thing. A monk also out for our Bulgarian in a few seconds. Man, are they hard to kill, these skirmishers, with their insane 6 armor against the unit that attacks on a 7. So overall, 10 damage means 4 volleys needed from these crossbows to kill a skirmisher, unless they're damaged, unless their health bars look like this. Okay, MbL choosing to run away. Where is he running away to? The town center, or is there a bit of a flank maneuver here? No, there is not. So he's just moving to town center, and this is exactly what I was worried about for MbL. Vinchester just parking himself outside in this little nook. And now he nullifies that wood line. Although here it's pretty thick and juicy over here. Although there's a nook over here that Vinchester can exploit. A third town center for him. Decides to take the gold out here. Looks like he's mined out his... no, he's not mined out his primary gold. Going for that one instead of this patch to the north. Okay, I know there's skirmishers attacking, but let's take a look at what the players have built. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. Archery ranges, 2. Mangonel out of this siege workshop. Of course, Dravidians, I don't expect to see a stable beyond the initial attack that he made. Now it's getting a little exciting, so we're going to take a second, because all of a sudden I see cav archers. +2/+2 on these range units for our Bulgarian. Okay. I am here for it. Remember, their blacksmith upgrades cost less food. Which means they... What the hell? Okay. Vinchester building a market, thinking to maybe possibly put an economic embargo on MbL, but not exactly how this game works. Now I can confidently say our Bulgarian wants to pivot into some kind of cavalry. Oh, what did he do? He sold wood. He bought stone. 405 stone. Krepos somewhere? Okay, Krepos, remember, costs 350. So when you see the Bulgarian going up to 400, you know exactly what he wants to build. So quickly, before that goes up, let's take a very, very quick look. We got our barracks. We got 2 archery ranges, just like our Dravidian. There's his blacksmith. Somewhere here should be a stable. Although in my rush to... There it is. I was going to say, in my rush to look at things as fast as possible, I might be missing it. Mangonels to the north should be able to defend the skirmishers, but Vinchester, unfortunately for him, is going to run into a bunch of wall-offs, and MbL's done an amazing job walling this base off. The only entrance is here, and now he deleted his own house. He wants to save those mangonels. Did he get wind of the knights? He must have. Forward siege workshop for our Bulgarian. Playing to the strengths of his civilization. Where the hell did this lion come from attacking this one farmer? You guys know I love the wildlife in this game, but man, where did that lion come from? Oh, the gap was not resealed. And so, like a leaky bathtub, 2 knights managed to get in. They die, though. That's enough crossbows to one-shot them. And here we go. You know my opinions about these nooks. They're amazing, but they're also death sentences if you don't micro. Oh, one volley. One volley enough to shoo these guys away. And look at their HP. All of a sudden, 100 HP in the blink of an eye. Monk? Did he see this relic down here? No, he is not. Look at the audacity of our Bulgarian here, sending a monk in literally into the middle of nowhere, undefended, knowing nothing about where his opponent is or is not. This is an interesting play here out of Vinchester, luring the mangonels with a fellow mangonel, and then doing what? Trying to snipe with cav archers? But villagers repairing. Mango should go down. It does, and now these guys are exposed. One mango and 1 cav archer for 1 mango. But they're going back to their nook. If blue just goes south, just go south. No, never mind. Conics are out with their flails. Look at them. Oh, man, you love to see the unit. By the way, what the hell is this? A castle to the north. Our Bulgarian looking to surround. But his army is tiny. Surround with what? Monk. Look at this. The effort has paid off. Did find the relic. Excuse me. There we go. There you go. You nudge him in the ribs enough, he'll turn around. He'll get that relic. And another relic. 3 relics for our Bulgarian beneath my very nose. And now the villagers are moving here. You think he's playing Lithuanians? No, he is not. He's playing Bulgarians. He wants all 5 relics. That is incredible. Look at MbL's map presence, by the way. 0. This is his vision. A castle to the north, a Krepos to the west, economic sanctions to the northwest. Both players going up to Imperial. MbL will hit it first. But I ask, to what end? 40 army supply, comprised of what? 31 crossbows. Olifants. There we go. The question is, with only 3 elephants, because they are expensive, and he is housed at the moment, they are an expensive units. These are not Malay elephants, you know, etc. But will he get Medical Corpse? That is the name of the upgrade that allows his elephants to regenerate. Oftentimes combined with elephant archers for the Dravidians because they do fire insanely fast. And now he's going ranged. Are we going to see elephant archers, or is this for his crossbows? We're going to get to see arbalests. Attack speed 2. Conics with their big spiky balls running around here. How many of them are there? Why does it say only 3? What am I missing here? Why are there 3 of these and 5 of these? Am I missing something? Did these get converted and reconverted or something? Oh god, oh the Krepos drop. Oh, you love to see it. I don't know, but there's a total of 8 conics out on the map, 9 now. And in 8 seconds, our Bulgarian will also be an Imperial. These villagers were pinching stone here. Looks like they got 100 or so. Krepos does go down, but that just means that he cancel it now has enough stone to build another one somewhere, or wait until he gets 100 more. Crossbows, compare movement speed. What is this? 0.96 to 0.97 means they are not catching up to those villagers. And now the elephants have gotten the conics into a corner, but is this enough conics? Oh, they're trapped. They're trapped between arbalests and elephants and a town center. Oh, a rock in a hard place. The conics run away, surprised that he didn't get more damage. What am I missing here? Somebody in the chat, let me know. In the chat, somebody in the upgrades are the same. 134, 134. I don't know what the hell. But Imperial Age means Trebs, means Bombards, means our Bulgarian is going light cav, iron casting, and chemistry. Chemistry most likely for what? His skirmishers? His castles? Oh no, why is he entering into a castle kill zone here? Tried to pick off this bombard cannon, but bombard cannons have a good amount of pierce armor. King of the Hill Castle will take a while for a Dravidian to destroy, especially with just 1 Treb. And where is the second bombard? You are hiding here behind this turret, this parapet. Okay, Bombard's wisely going after the Trebs. I love this move from MbL. Prioritizing and moving around with the Trebs as well so they don't get sniped. Oh, 1 little tiny centimeter away. But the second Bombard should also be attacking the Treb as well, no? With how many villagers here? 3 repairing it. It'll last a long-ass time. But while it's being repaired, the castle is not being repaired. The conics move in. He's gonna die, right? By the way, look at them dismounted. Okay. So all of those conics in exchange for 1 bombard cannon. The question is, was it worth it now that the Treb has survived? But what a pain in the ass. A second bombard cannon pops out and starts shelling away at the Treb, which is now packing at the worst possible time. Is he gonna get it? Of course he's gonna get it. That was absolute bad, horrific timing here. 2 towers to defend the gold against these Cav Archers. Brilliant move. And now we're going Cavalier, Blast Furnace. Our Bulgarian throwing the kitchen sink at our Dravidian. Conics. Skirmishers. He got the light cav upgrade. Now he's getting cavaliers. He's got he's got 0 knights. Oh no. Oh no. Throwing away his elite skirmishers here as well. Oh no. Look at the army supply. Villager count basically identical. 51 to 8 army supply. What is this purple in the corner of the map? Infrastructure, infrastructure, and lumberjacks. So MbL did not kill these guys, which means they can sneak back in here and get some more stone. Although now, right as I say that, of course, a town center being plopped down. 3 barracks as well. Our Dravidian, please. Oh, you know, come on. Let's see Urumi Swordsman. Let's see Woot's Steel. I told you, it's one of the craziest in my opinions. One of the craziest. I say that about three technologies or upgrades in the game I think are the craziest, if just off the top of my head. Woot's Steel, Shatagni for the Hindustanis, and the First Crusade for the Sicilians. I mean, of course, there's also the Flemish Revolution. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking out of my ass. There's a lot of craziness. Oh, speaking of craziness, the backstab from the undiscovered Terra Incognita stable means that these cavaliers already 8 kills. Elephants going to take on the Conics to the south. Ranged units here in the center here, not really doing much. More of the bombards with their plus 200 bonus against buildings, and now the economic sanctions did not work. Our Dravidian pushing out with 74 army supply. At the same time, though, kill count for civilians is 3.5 times bigger for our Bulgarian, who is now getting pushed into by these 3 elephants. I don't mind that our Dravidian didn't go full-on elephant, to be honest. I really wanted to see elephant archers, but arbalests and super fast firing skirmishers, I'll take that too. Yes, sir. May I have some more? Big ol' engage here. Halberdiers now out for our Dravidian. And thus ends that current stage of aggression. But right as I say that, more and more. Oh no. Oh no. No murder holes. Color me surprised. The archers are forward here, but again, this is a very slow, demolishing army. Don't get me wrong. A Treb, 2 bombards will demolish. These archers are going to do nothing against buildings. These are not Saracen archers with attack bonuses versus buildings, so they are relying on the bombard and the Treb. The Treb fires at a rate of 10. These guys fired at 6.5. So that's why I said it's not exactly the fastest demolition force. And that basically just gives our Bulgarian more time to get back into this game. But throwing away individual units into this insanely powerful group of arbalests is not the solution, I don't think. Oh, that's the camp getting destroyed. Oh, but the backstab. This is going to do a good job. I'm trying to keep my eye on the top right, unless I already missed it. Woot Steel. I don't think he's got the resources. It is one of the most expensive unique resources to get. I think something like 1,300 or 1,400 resources all together with gold. The surround. Oh no! The formidable force of arbalests that I was talking about a second ago are now getting shredded to pieces. There's only 13 of them left. The Bulgarian Cavalier for the win. And now take a look at our army supply have pivoted. Hussars are on the way for our Bulgarian. The Dravidian castle, very aggressive forward position, is now under attack. The Treb, the bombards have died. There's one left only, and he looks like he's about to die any second now, unless the Halbs get it there first. They do not. They get revenge on their fallen comrade, though, with 2 fresh cavaliers. Where are you going? And now all of a sudden this game has been turned upside down. Our Bulgarian back to being down army supply. Siege ram, siege engineers. He wants to inflict brute force trauma on our Dravidian here. Already has 1 capped ram in production. Siege ram in 50 seconds will be, I mean, I want to say almost impossible for our Dravidian to destroy. Except for maybe the halberdiers body blocking. But my goodness, 5 Trebs from our Bulgarian. Uh-oh, this one's exposed though. Vulture flies over everything. Absolutely loves the carnage underneath. This is a lot of food to feed his family. Where are the Hussars going? Oh, I don't know. They're going to do what Hussars do, which is raid the shit out of their opponent. Perhaps. Perhaps. Although there is a stable here. Doesn't really need to go the long route. Very interestingly placed Krepos in the middle of the road. This is like Bat country over here on the way to Vegas. Why are you building a Krepos over there? There's no resources there. Okay. Well, why the hell not? It's got another 370 stone, means that he can build another Krepos. But our Dravidian, unrelenting. Yes, he has suffered a major blow to his military might, but he is still here. He's got halberdiers to counter the cavalry. He's got arbalests back in good numbers. 13 and 26 elite skirmisher backup. He's got a shit ton of villagers moving forward. Talk about a doubt castle. At the same time, though, it is our purple Bulgarian who is looking to raid this mining camp still around. What is in here? Why are you idling 2 villagers to get a defunct mining camp? Where did you come from? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I literally just let out a gasp like a cartoon character. I think if our Dravidian gets this castle up, it's bad news bears. But the question is, will he? Oh my goodness. What a tense. My butt cheeks are clenched. This is so tense. What are you doing? Get your ass to help your comrades here on the left. Oh, if this castle goes up, it's bad news bears. But 2 Trebs. He lost a lot of skirmishers defending this area, attacking the villagers, and the castle is up. The castle is up. The town center is down, though. And Vinchester takes it. Even though MbL looks like he did clear out the Treb, did clear out. Look at this one dismounted Conic with his Morning Star, his flail, whatever you want to call it. But we'll lose. The siege ram wasn't building anymore. So MbL defended here well. Even though he lost, I mean, you can build a mill. You don't have to build a town center. His resources are pretty decent. His army supply is in the lead. But let's take a look at what the situation here. Let's crop out all the villagers. We've got 15 Hussars and 8 skirms against 8 skirms and 3 arbs. So this entire force is now dead. 7 villagers plus 1 more dead. Didn't manage to nullify the brute force trauma dealers, these Trebs. And so that's why I suspect he GG'd. Oh no. He thought this was going to be a game-ending move. I don't know if, let me put it like this. He either thought it was going to be a game-ending move, or he was rolling the dice trying to end the game by planting a big castle right in the smack center of our Bulgarian settlement. How's his scouting, by the way? Has he seen? No, he has not. So he has not seen any of this extended infrastructure, has not seen anything back here. So MbL perhaps thought that this was going to do a lot more damage than it did. And when it didn't, it literally just got up. It's already at 1/3 of its HP. And our Bulgarian with the backstabs from the Cavaliers, from the Hussars, the Light Cav, a random Bat Country Krepost, even though he's being pushed back here, even though I think, wasn't there a castle here? Am I crazy? Was there? I think there was a castle here in the earlier stage of the game, or maybe I'm just imagining things. In any event, there is a Krepost. Did manage to kill those 2 elephants that were attacking it. And even though he's got the army supply lead, I mean, the question for a Dravidian, what do you do against this guy? 65 villagers on food, score lead by about 2,300. You know your opponent's economy is up and running. You know, or I shouldn't say you know, you suspect, because he doesn't know, hasn't seen any of this, has our Dravidian. And so he suspects, let's put it like that the economy is up and running. And by the way, he's about to lose 12 supply plus 7, 19 of his supply. He's down to 97 villagers. He's being raided by Hussars, by Cavaliers. And so now he's, you know, he's aware that that possibility exists. And what, blah, blah, I speak English, I promise. What more? Oh my God. What's more? No. Yeah, I think it's what's more. He is not defended here at all. Cavaliers in here, 10 dead villagers. 1 castle, fine. Cavalier armor, 6 pierce. Means that 10 hussars in here are going to shred through all of this. And he is incredibly exposed. This is not walled off. This is not protected. There's no wall here, no wall here. And so MbL, I think, once he sees and saw, rather, the hussars, realized that, ruh-roh, there's nothing I can do, because he's just going to start spamming hussars. I have not done the critical damage to the economy I suspect he has, which in this case, he turns out to be right. Surprised our Bulgarian waited until the 54th minute to get crop rotation. But let's take a look at the stats. Almost 200 skirmishers against 116 ARBs. 305 APM for Vinchester. Hera level APM for our Bulgarian. A more relaxed game for our Dravidian, more in the earlier stages of the game. Before we click it, what do you guys think? You think Purple's economy is much bigger? You are right. More than 20% bigger. 5 relics gave him a 3,300 boost to his gold. Although look at that. Without that boost, it's actually MbL who mined out more gold. Just a little bit more stone for our Bulgarian. Basically 1 more Krepos worth of stone, which is exactly why that Bat Country Krepos is there. 8,000 food. What do we want to call this? What do we want to call this? 2,500? 2,700 food? Wood, rather. So economies, except for the gold and the food, not too dissimilar. Not too terrible. But the food count, really, I mean, that extra 7,000 or so of food, 7,700 food, almost 8,000 food, is why he'll be able to spam these hussars all the livelong day. And take a look at the Bulgarian gold. Oh my God, this is the Federal Reserve over here, these gold reserves. 3,800 to MbL's 459. He has more gold than MbL has all 4 resources combined, which is never a situation you want to be in. Kill count surprisingly identical. It's actually MbL who's killed more military. Our Bulgarian has killed more civilians, but the kill count literally 14 apart. Impressive. Very impressive. What an absolute fun back and forth game here. This was just a super fun game. There's really nothing left to say. You know, some games are about positioning. Some games are about counters. Some games are about where you stick your army and which side of the map you attack on, and, you know, using this bonus, that bonus. By the way, did he get Woot Steel? This game was just a pure, enjoyable shit show of a battle from minute 1. They were just battling each other out. So let's take a look if he got... I don't see a gold crown nowhere, do you? So he hits Imperial here at the 35-minute mark. Then we saw him getting all of these archer upgrades. No Woot Steel. Unless I'm missing something. Interesting. Okay. Very fascinating. By the way, I mean, Purple looks like he did get Stirrups, which is the one that... What am I missing? No, there it is. Okay, so you do see the crowns. Okay. Just I don't see the blue one. So no Woot Steel. With Woot Steel, I mean, he didn't have infantry or cavalry by the end of the game. I guess a halberdiers. But I mean, he's streaming. Look at this. It's fantastic. Fantastic push out of MbL. The problem is they're streaming in 1 at a time, which normally would be good if he actually had a forward army here. But the loss of those arbalests here in this little nook, this forested area with their backs to the palm trees and their fronts to a bunch of cavaliers and skirmishers, I think after that point, our Dravidian was on the back foot and just couldn't recover. And Vinchester played it perfectly. He was attacking here through the south. He was attacking here to the north. He revealed his hussars, even though he didn't really use that body of what was it, the 10 or so hussars that were running around here. Didn't really use them, unless I'm mistaken. Might be mistaken, but I feel like he just sent them back. That was more of a show and tell, just to say, hey, you should resign because I've got hussars. Give me them juicy Elo points. It says Vinchester, MbL. Impressive attack. First of all, impressive gameplay out of both of these players. But at the end of the day, his base completely open to raids. Nothing to compare to these stirrup augmented hussars. Look at their attack speed, 1.4. That is just redonkulous. That is absolutely ridiculous on a Hussar. With full upgrades, by the way. Oh, the Bulgarians. The Bulgarians and their cavalry, you know? That stir-up upgrades. I said they turns them Japanese, and that's exactly what it does. Vinchester with a superior army. The better engagements here in the middle to late stages of the game. The random Bat Country Krepost takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.